To our 7th lecture. Okay, so before we start with the 7th lecture, I would like to tell you about the reading passages. So in the first lecture I told you that the reading passages are subject to change and ممكن نعمل عليهم تغيير، لكن الآن we will stick to these passages. الآن راح نلتزم بالباسجز اللي راح أذكرهم الآن. So if you have the book، إذا كان الكتاب موجود عندك، ممكن ترجع وترجعين للكتاب قبل مناقشة المحاضرة. يمكن بإمكانك تطلعين على ال reading passages اللي موجودة في الكتاب، أو تحضر للي راح يجي في المحاضرات القادمة، في المحاضرات إن شاء الله القادمة. So lecture 1 we took naming ceremonies. You can see that this reading passage is in page 5. Lecture 2 the people of Malawi في page 7. Lecture 3 Papa who wakes up in the dark page 10. Lecture 4 police officer page 17. Lecture 5 physician page 20. lecture 6 اللي أخذناها المحاضرة الماضية last lecture the world's fastest woman في page 28. and today's lecture محاضرة اليوم reading passage راح تكون عن wheelchair basketball. okay, كرة القدم للمقعدين. lecture 8 راح تكون عن 12-year-old spelling champ page 34. lecture 9 تكون عن rules of the game، وهذه القطعة بتتكلم عن chess الشطرنج page 37. lecture 10 راح تكون عن private detective page 46. lecture 11 راح تكون عن close encounter with a UFO page 59. lecture 12 time traveler page 67. lecture 13 Antonio's first day at school page 77. وآخر محاضرة last lecture but not least bilingual education I think in the United States page 81. فهذه المواضيع هذه اللي راح ناخذها، راح نلتزم فيها، لن تتغير المواضيع. هذه المواضيع ثابتة الآن، ثابتة إن شاء الله بإذن الله. So if you want to go back to the book and check the reading passages, you can do that. I told you before أن الكتاب عنوانه tapestry reading 2. tapestry reading 2. The book is red as you see. tapestry reading 2. okay, if you want to check the reading passages before we discuss them in the lectures, you can do that if you want, if you have the will to do that. okay, so lecture 7 we will start now. lecture 7. so unit 3 is about the spirit of competition روح المنافسة. okay, and this reading passage will talk about wheelchair basketball. okay, basketball ايش للمقعدين، كرة السلة. okay, wheelchair basketball. okay, so طبعا wheelchair ليش كرسي المتحرك. so we have new vocabulary in this reading passage. we have about 14 new words. the first word is a word. A word is a verb. okay, a word here is a verb. It can be a noun and it can be a verb, but here it's a verb. A word means if you win, for example, if you win a game, okay, in the Olympics, they will award you with a medal, a gold medal or silver medal or bronze medal. They will award you with a gold medal. Or if you win a game, they will award you with money. okay, so award here means yukafa as a verb. The second word is boundary. Boundary. so in basketball court في ملعب كرة السلة في boundaries. إذا تعديت الباوندريز هذه تعتبر الكرة خرجت من الملعب. أو في الفوتبول أو في كرة القدم لما تطلع الكرة من الباوندري، أوكي، ممكن تحسب ركنية، ممكن تحسب corner kick ممكن تحسب رمية تماس. فالboundary معناته حدود. The third word means depend. The third word is depend, and depend means rely on. So you depend on yourself to do something. You don't depend on other people because you are a grown-up, okay? Or you rely on yourself to do your homework by yourself. So depend means يعتمد, okay? The fourth word is disability, and disability are people with disabilities, people for example who cannot walk, or sometimes people who cannot talk, sometimes people who don't hear, we call them disability people, people أصحاب الإعاقة أو ذو الاحتياجات الخاصة. The fifth word is dribble. Dribble here, when you dribble the basketball to another player, تجعله إيش تدحرج للاعب الثاني. So dribble here معناه إيش تدحرج. Hoop, الكلمة اللي بعدها the next word is hoop. الهوب عبارة عن طارة اللي ترمى فيها كرة السلة لإحراز النقطة. هذا الهوب. The next word is encore, and encore means to resist, أنك تتحمل. The next word is lightweight. Lightweight means خفيف الوزن, and the opposite وعكس lightweight is heavy weight. Modification, when you play with a football team and you are not winning, okay, you are the coach and you are not winning, you are losing, and you want to score goals, so you make modification in your formation, in the formation of the players. So you put 2 attackers or 3 attackers. This modifications معناته تغيير أو تعديل. Pace here can be speed or can be step, but in the book, in the text, لكن في القطعة تعني بمعنى step, بمعنى الخطوة. paraplegics تعني المشلول. فالمشلول يطلق عليه طبيا في paraplegic. The next word is score. To score a point, to score a goal, أنك إيش تحرز. Score as a verb here, not as a noun. Violation. Violation comes from the word violate, and violate means to break the rule, to break a rule of something. أنك تنتهك قاعدة أو تنتهك حاجة مفروض أنك ما تنتهكها. فviolation معناته انتهاك. Wheelchair, as we said, كرسي متحرك, wheelchair. Okay, so if we are done with the new vocabulary, we come to the vocabulary and their definitions. So the first word we have is lap, and lap means here one trip around a basketball court. So when you make a lap, when you have a basketball court or a football court and you make a lap, you make one trip around this court. So lap بمعنى دورة. Depend, as we said before, مثل ما قلت من قبل, depend معناته rely on. Pace بمعناته step, خطوة. In a row, in a series without interruption. So you win in a row. لما تفوز فوز متواصل, متتابع. Okay, we call it in a row, متتابع. Violate means to break a rule or do something illegal, انك تكسر قانون او تعمل شيء غير قانوني, معناتها violate, انتهاك. Okay. Before I start the reading passage, this passage is really important. It has a lot of information, فيها معلومات كثيرة, سواء كان كلمة عكسها, سواء كانت معلومات خاصة من التكست, سواء كانت كلمة وتعريفها. So this passage is really important. So you have to starting from this passage ابتداء من الباسج هذا إلى lecture 14, the passage length is going to be kind of long. راح يكون الباسج من المحاضرة هذه إلى المحاضرة الأخيرة تقريبا راح تكون القطع أطول من المحاضرات السابقة. But especially this passage is very important. So I'll start reading the passage now. So reading passage. So we'll start with paragraph 1. The game of basketball is enjoyed by many people around the world. It is perhaps the most popular indoor sport in the United States. Okay, لعبة كرة السلة إيش يستمتع فيها كثير من الناس حول أنحاء العالم. And perhaps وربما تكون هي the most popular indoor sport, تكون أشهر لعبة داخلية، لعبة صالات في اليونايتد ستيتس اللي هي الباسكت بول. The object of the game is to score points by shooting a ball through a hoop. Okay, فالهدف من الجيم هذه انك تسكور بوينت، انك ايش تحرز نقاط. ايش كيف تحرز النقاط؟ من خلال shooting a ball through a hoop. The game is played by two teams. So like football مثل كرة القدم, the game is played by two teams. So فقط في ايش فريقين في اللعبة. The game is played by two teams, each consisting of 12 players and a coach, with 5 players from each team on the court at any one time. فاللعبة هذه تتكون من 12 لاعب والمدرب لكل فريق. لكن في الكورت في الملعب داخل الملعب فقط 5 لعيبة مسموح انهم يلعبون لكل فريق. فقط 5 players. Paragraph 2. In the past, people with disabilities were not able to play basketball. في الماضي الأشخاص اللي كانت عندهم إعاقة ما كان بإمكانهم أن يلعبون باسكتبول. But in late 1930s, لكن في 1930 تغير الموضوع، أو في الثلاثينيات تغير الموضوع. Modifications were made to the game so that paraplegics could play as well. تم عمل تغيير، تعديل في اللعبة بين ايش؟ سمحوا للبارابليجيكس أصحاب الإعاقة أو المشلولين بالأخص أنهم ايش؟ يبدون يلعبون. Most paraplegics depend on wheelchairs to be able to move around. أكثر paraplegics يعتمدون على wheelchair عشان ايش؟ move around، يتحركون في أرجاء الأماكن. Since paraplegics still have use of their arms, they are able to go up and down the length of basketball court in the wheelchairs and shoot baskets. لأن بإمكانهم يستخدمون أيديهم ف they are able بإمكانهم إيش؟ أنهم go around the basketball court and shoot ويقدرون إيش يرمون الكور إيش with the baskets with using their hands. Okay, paragraph 3. In ordinary basketball, the ball can be moved by passing it from one player to another, or by dribbling, in which the player bounces the ball as he or she moves. ففي الباسكتبول العادية بإمكان لاعب كرة السلة إيش؟ أنه يعمل باس من إلى زميله، أو يعمل للباسكتبول عملية الدريبلينج دحرجة. والدريبلينج هذه in which the player bounces the ball as he or she moves. The ball may not be held for more than one pace. لا يمكن إيش حمل الكرة الأكثر من إيش من خطوة. There are several modifications to this in wheelchair basketball. في الwheelchair basketball لا يختلف الموضوع في بعض التعديلات. There are several modifications to this in wheelchair basketball. A wheelchair player can dribble by placing the ball in his or her lap. ممكن يعمل عملية dribbling بإيش؟ إنه يحتضن الكرة في حضنه in his or her lap. The player then pushes the wheels of the chair once or twice to move forward. بعدها يتحرك اللاعب ايش بالدفع العجلة حقت الويل تشير مرة أو مرتين حتى يتحرك إلى الأمام. After 2 pushes بعد ايش 2 pushes بعد دفعتين the player must then bounce the ball on the floor. بعد 2 pushes لابد ايش ان اللاعب يعمل كرة السلة bouncing على الأرض. If the player moves the wheel 3 times in a row without dribbling, the player breaks the rule of the game in what is known as traveling violation. اوكي لما يتحرك اللاعب بالويل تشير 3 خطوات متتالية اوكي without dribbling بدون انه يعمل dribbling للباسكتبول كذا يكسر قواعد اللعبة، وهذه القاعدة يطلق عليها ب traveling violation. Another way a wheelchair player can dribble is by bouncing the ball with one hand while pushing the wheels of the chair with the other. طريقة أخرى عشان يعمل اللاعب dribbling إنه إيش يستخدم يد ويعمل للباسكتبول bouncing، واليد الأخرى يستخدمها في عملية تحريك الشير. In this way, the player can move and bounce the ball at the same time. Okay, paragraph 4. Another modification to the rules of ordinary basketball involves lane violation. تعديل آخر على قوانين لعبة كرة السلة الأساسية الأصلية okay يتعلق بالlane violation. A player with the ball is ordinarily allowed to stay in the dark, rectangle-shaped lane in front of the basket for only 3 seconds. In wheelchair basketball, players are given an extra second. This extra second gives them a little more time to move around other wheelchairs. If a player stays in the lane for more than 4 seconds, he or she incurs a lane violation and the ball is given to the other team. Other violation الآن في بعض الviolation بعض الاختراقات بعض الانتهاكات وهذه الانتهاكات مهمة. Other violations include the out of bounds violation. إذا في عندنا violation في انتهاك اسمه out of bounds violation. أيضا we have a physical advantage violation violation يطلق عليه physical advantage violation. شنو الout what is the out of band violation؟ ما هو ايش out of band violation؟ شنو تعريفه؟ In an out of band violation, a player's wheelchair touches the boundary lines around the outside basketball court. Okay؟ لما كرسي المتحرك كرسي اللاعب يلامس الحدود okay الحدود الخطوط اللي موجودة في الكورت فهذا يعتبر out of bounds violation. A physical advantage violation is one in which a player rises from his or her chair. The physical advantage violation لما ايش؟ لما لاعب لاعب سلة للاحتياجات الخاصة يرفع نفسه من الويل تشير من الكرسي المتحرك، هذا يعتبر physical advantage violation. In this case, the opposing team is awarded 2 free throws. لما يعمل لاعب أحد الviolations فريق الخصم يحصل على إيش؟ رميتين حرتين بسبب الانتهاكات اللي عملها اللاعب violations. Perhaps the biggest difference in wheelchair basketball is the wheelchair itself. These wheelchairs are designed specially for basketball. تكلم الآن أن الفرق الأساسي هو موضوع الويلتشير الكرسي المتحرك. الكراسي المتحركة هذه مصممة خصيصا للباسكتبول. The rear wheels are about the size of bicycles wheels. العجلات الخارجية عبارة مثل عجلات البايسكل تكون خفيفة. And there are 1 or 2 small front wheels called casters. Basketball wheelchairs are made from materials that are lightweight. الماتيريالز الأدوات أو المواد المستخدمة في صناعة الويلتشير مواد خفيفة الوزن لكنها strong. Because they are specially designed, they can be quite expensive. لأنها مصممة لهذا الغرض ممكن تكون quite expensive، ممكن تكون غالية الثمن. Wheelchair players must train and practice as hard as any other player does. When they arrive at training session, basketball players first put their feet on the rests at the front of the chairs, then strap their legs in place. They will probably begin a training session by taking several laps around the basketball court. Afterwards, they will practice passing, dribbling, and shooting baskets. The game of wheelchair basketball can be exciting to watch, since they use their upper bodies so much. إذن اللاعبين كرة السلة wheelchair basketball players دائما يستخدمون upper bodies القسم العلوي من جسدهم. Wheelchair basketball players often develop into powerful shooters, and they are capable of some amazing shoots. Okay, this is the end of the passage. I'll go back to the passage and I will read it quickly. راح أرجع للpassage and read it quickly. Okay. So the game of basketball is enjoyed by many people around the world. It is perhaps the most popular indoor sport in the United States. The object of the game is to score points by shooting a ball through a hoop. Sorry. The game is played by two teams, each consisting of 12 players and a coach, with 5 players from each team on the court at any one time. In the past, people with disabilities were not able to play basketball, but in the late 1930s, modifications were made to the game so that paraplegics could play as well. Most paraplegics depend on wheelchairs to be able to move around. Since paraplegics still have use of their arms, they are able to go up and down the length of the basketball court in their wheelchairs and shoot baskets. In ordinary basketball, the ball can be moved by passing it from one player to another, or by dribbling, in which the player passes the ball as he or she moves. The ball may not be held for more than one pace. There are several modifications to this in wheelchair basketball. A wheelchair player can dribble by placing the ball on his or her lap. The player then pushes the wheels of the chair once or twice to move forward. After 2 pushes, the player must then bounce the ball on the floor. If the player moves the wheels 3 times in a row without dribbling, the player breaks the rules of the game in what is known as travel violation. Another way a wheelchair player can dribble is by bouncing the ball with one hand while pushing the wheels of the chair with the other. In this way, the player can move and bounce the ball at the same time. Another modification to the rules of ordinary basketball involves lane violations. A player with the ball is ordinarily allowed to stay in the dark, rectangle-shaped lane in front of the basket for only 3 seconds. In wheelchair basketball, players are given an extra second. This extra second gives them a little more time to move around other wheelchairs. If a player stays in a lane for more than 4 seconds, he or she incurs a lane violation and the ball is given to the other team. Other violations include the out-of-bounds violation and the physical advantage violation. In an out-of-bounds violation, a player's wheelchair touches the boundary lines around the outside of the basket court. A physical advantage violation is one in which a player rises from his or her chair. In this case, the opposing team is awarded 2 free throws. Perhaps the biggest difference in wheelchair basketball is the wheelchair itself. These wheelchairs are designed specially for basketball. The rear wheels are about the size of bicycles wheels, and there are 1 or 2 small front wheels called casters. Basketball wheelchairs are made from materials that are lightweight but strong. Because they are specially designed, they can be quite expensive. Wheelchair players must train and practice as hard as any other player does. When they arrive at a training session, basketball players first put their feet on the rest at the front of the chairs, then strap their legs in place. They will probably begin a training session by taking several laps around the basket court. Afterwards, they will practice passing, dribbling, and shooting baskets. The game of wheelchair basketball can be exciting to watch. Since they use their upper bodies so much, wheelchair basketball players often develop into powerful shooters, and they are capable of some amazing shots. So this is the end of the passage. We are now with the comprehension questions. So the first comprehension question is, what is an out-of-bound violation? And the second question is, what is a physical advantage violation? So we have 2 violations, and we have to explain these violations. The first is out-of-bound violation, and the second is a physical advantage violation. If we go back to the passage, specifically to paragraph 5, we can see that an out-of-bound violation in the second line is when a player's wheelchair touches the boundary lines around the outside of the basketball court. So this is the answer for number 1. Number 2 asked us, what is a physical advantage violation? In the fourth line, in the middle of the fourth line, a physical advantage violation is one in which a player rises from his or her chair. So this is the explanation of what is a physical advantage violation. Okay, multiple choice questions. Okay, so we have 6 multiple choice questions. That's why I told you this passage is really important. It has a lot of information in it. The first multiple choice question is, number 1, when a player's wheelchair touches the boundary line around the outside of the court. This violation is considered as so this is a violation. هذا يعتبر انتهاك. Okay, and he gave me the explanation of this violation. أعطاني تعريف الانتهاك هذا، لكن يبيني يعرف شنو الانتهاك هذا، شو اللي يعتبر. What is the name of this violation? Is it A, physical advantage violation, or B, traveling violation, أو C, out of bounds violation? احنا تكلمنا أن لما يكون wheelchair يلمس الحدود حق الكورت، اوكي، حق الباسكتبول، حق الاوتسايد اوف ذا باسكتبول كورت، يعتبر out of bounds violation. لذلك الإجابة راح تكون C, out of bounds violation. Number 2, the opposite of the word easy is simple, أو good, أو hard, أو tender. Okay, so if you go back to the text, إذا ترجعون للقطعة, you can find the word easy. راح تجدون كلمة easy. Okay, فالمطلوب هنا تعطوني إيش؟ the opposite، عكس كلمة easy. if we look at A, B, C, D, we can clearly see، ممكن نرى بكل سهولة أن opposite عكس كلمة easy is hard. So the answer is C, hard. This is for number 2. The answer is C. Number 3, the meaning of the word pace. Okay, معنى كلمة pace في القطعة. Does it mean speed، سرعة، pass، تمرير، step، خطوة، ولا peace، سلام؟ Okay, if we go back to the text, and I talked about the meaning of pace، وأنا أتكلم في بداية المحاضرة عن معنى pace، إن معناته خطوة. الإجابة بتكون C step. Okay, number 4. رقم 4. The most popular indoor sport in the United States is. Okay, فالآن عطاني فراغ واللي إيش أكثر لعبة صالات مشهورة في اليونايتد ستيتس. هل هي باسكتبول، فوتبول، ويل تشير باسكتبول أو هوكي؟ طيب فوتبول ما هي الفوتبول، ما راح تكون أشهر لعبة صالات داخلية فوتبول. أوكي، ممكن تكون الهوكي، لكن في القطعة ما تحدث أبدا مطلقا على الهوكي، فيبقى لنا خيارين باسكتبول أو ويل تشير باسكتبول. تكلمنا في القطعة عن الباسكتبول وتكلمنا عن الويل تشير باسكتبول. صحيح الويل تشير باسكتبول موجودة في اليونايتد ستيتس، وأول ما بدت في اليونايتد ستيتس، لكن ليست هي أشهر لعبة صالات داخلية. أشهر لعبة صالات داخلية is باسكتبول. إذا رجعنا للقطعة من بداية القطعة باراجراف 1، في بداية القطعة، في أول باراجراف في القطعة. أوكي. The game of basketball is enjoyed by many people around the world. It's perhaps the most popular indoor sport in the United States. فالإجابة the answer for number 4 is United. The answer for number 4 is basketball. A. Okay, number 5. The opposite of the word heavyweight. عكس كلمة heavyweight. heavyweight معناته وزن ثقيل. اوكي، فشنو عكس كلمة وزن ثقيل؟ What is the opposite? Is it heavy أو small أو lightweight أو extra weight? If you look back at the passage، إذا ترجعوا للقطعة راح تشوفون كلمة lightweight بمعناته وزن خفيف، وأنا أعطيتكم في بداية المحاضرة أيضا شنو عكس lightweight. فعكس heavyweight is C lightweight، فالإجابة بتكون C lightweight. Number 6. Wheelchair basketball players depend on their فراغ blank to play. Okay. لعيبة إيش؟ كرة السلة. كرة السلة إيش؟ المقعدين يعتمدون على إيش من أجل اللعب؟ هل يعتمدون على lower bodies؟ أوكي. هل يعتمدون على المنطقة السفلية من جسدهم، أو upper bodies، أو heads، أو legs الأقدام؟ أوكي. If we go back to the passage، إذا رجعنا للقطعة، أوكي، إذا رجعنا paragraph 8، in the second line they use their upper bodies. في السطر الثاني they use their upper bodies so much. فإذا الإجابة the answer for number 6 is upper bodies. B upper bodies. Okay, this is the end of our lecture. Thank you very much, and inshallah you'll see you in the second lecture, lecture number 8. Thank you very much.